I'm going to be talking about deep learning for natural language processing at HubSpot. So I'll give you a quick overview of my background first. I studied physics and math at Columbia, focused on theoretical cosmology. Then I worked at a think tank called Nexi, focused on doing machine learning for banks and various government intelligence institutions. Then I started a company called Kenvi. We were focused on natural language processing with information off the web to try to help sales and marketing teams customize and personalize their messaging using ML. And then we got acquired by HubSpot, which is where I work now, focused on machine learning for natural language processing at the intersection of research, engineering, and product. So I'll give you a quick overview of what Kenvi was doing and also kind of walk you through the life of someone in sales and marketing. So if you're a salesperson, your job is to get people to buy your stuff. And there are sort of breadcrumbs about your prospects all over the internet that uses information about buyers and companies and products. And so if you're good at your job, you're going to read about your prospects and customize your messaging to get their attention when you send them content. And so what we were doing was that we built this distributed information extraction pipeline to pull information out of the web. So you can imagine if you're trying to sell to Ryan Levine, it's useful to know where he works. We're pulling that kind of information off of news articles, social media, press releases, etc. And then training language models on that data to try to customize people's messaging. What you're seeing here are a few snippets that are customized language to that recipient. So, I mean, the idea here is to capture people's attention, but the end state of something like this is this kind of failure mode, which we all have experienced. Something like 10 years ago, it was sufficient to put someone's first name in the subject line and they open your email 40% of the time. But now there are tons of companies that are focused on trying to help you customize the subject line, the messaging, the email, all of it to get you to open the email and to click on the link, reply, or whatever it is. So, I mean, once you know how this stuff works, the magic goes away, which kind of turns this whole thing into an arms race. And so companies keep having to try to look at better ways to capture people's attention. This is not a new idea. It's been going on for a long time, since the 90s, I mean, on the internet at least. And if you're selling anything on the internet, your funnel is basically as follows. You want to capture, in fact, if you're selling anything, you want to capture the awareness of your buyer, you want to get their interest, you want to get them to make a decision and eventually buy your thing. These are all a series of transactions that have to happen, getting them to open your email, click the link, download a white paper, give you information about them in a form, or whatever it is. And so right now, most companies will, if you want, you can buy a bunch of point solutions to solve this problem. You could buy Google Analytics, a CRM, WordPress, a whole bunch of different components. What HubSpot does is kind of build all of that stuff in one big stack. And so we're a quickly growing company with offices all over the world, making a bunch of money. And if you're doing machine learning in this context, this is how you feel, model all the things. And so we have a bunch of data from a bunch of different contexts about customers, because we kind of have the entire chain from when a seller learns about a potential buyer to when they actually buy. And so you can imagine the world as being this graph where every node is some agent in the world and transactions happen once in a while. There's information moving between these nodes. And the big inference task is to predict sort of when are these transactions going to happen, and ideally, what do you say and when do you say it to get these transactions to happen. So I'm going to go through a little bit of our tech stack. So the data that we have, there's a lot of it, and of a variety of different kinds, lives largely in Hadoop, SQL, and HBase. On top of SQL, we'll use Parquet. We use Kafka for streaming data. And this data takes various forms. It's call data, emails, blog posts, chats. And it's both generated by our customers and our customers' customers. And it's also a lot of entity data about stuff in the world. So data about companies and what they're doing and how big they are and how fast they're growing. And then also communication, which is chats between people. And so all of that data is used to train models in two ways. There's an automated training process. There's also people who will train models. And it's kind of a combination of those things. We use scikit-learn, TensorFlow, stuff that Google. You might be objective, but it's not ask the output. Be able to tell you, no, I cannot answer this question. So it has to have
Hi, I'm Wizhu Chen from Microsoft Azure AI. Today, I'm excited to share with you one of the Turing famous model, DiBERTA, and its achievement on superglue human parities. My team in Microsoft have been developing large-scale models to solve some of the key problems in natural language understanding, such as named entity recognition, machine reading comprehension, question answering on structured data. We also use this large-scale model.
Okay, hey everyone. So today I'm going to present figures. So the adapter method or applied logic of shelf. This is thanks everyone for what look. I'll be happy to answer. Laura, before they used very so relatively program.
Okay, fine. Hello, good evening. Let's get started. I'll do that again. How about base format? Now, now example.
Hello, can you all hear?
Hi, I'm Stephen. I'm going to talk
Imagine waking up to the delicious smell of bacon. Just imagine the crunch, the perfect flick to get it into your mouth. But wait, you can't eat it. Pork has been all but eliminated due to the presence of antibiotic-resistant strains of Staphylococcus aureus. And maybe we'll be next. Human antibiotics are often administered to animals that are not sick. More than 63,000 tons of antibiotics were used by livestock farmers in 2010, and that number has been projected to rise to 67% by 2030. With 80% of antibiotics used on factory farm animals, they contribute a major amount to the 700,000 deaths each year. While antibiotic use in farming has been banned in Canada and the European Union, many other countries like the US and China have little to no regulation, which poses significant problems. That lovely steak you buy from the supermarket did not come from spa conditions. Cows are so often raised in congested sedentary conditions using factory farming techniques that yield fertile breeding grounds for disease. With over 20% of ground-related illnesses
getting infected with
abuse to end transmission. Larger scale to simultaneously curb the financial incentives marketed by antibiotic manufacturers. With this initiative's infrastructural renovation and detailed analyses, there can be increased adherence to industry policies by promoting cooperation and increasing transparency.
The following is a conversation with Wojciech Zaremba, co-founder of OpenAI, which is one of the top organizations in the world doing artificial intelligence research and development. Wojciech is the head of language and code generation teams, building and doing research on GitHub Copilot, OpenAI Codex, and GPT-3, and who knows, 4, 5, 6, and
You come to the prom? Yeah, I'm coming with Holly. Wow, you look wicked. Let me get the door, my lady. Prettiest picture.
Will you go to the dance with me?
Sorry, Donna. Come with Holly. Guess who asked me to the dance?
Hey.
And they could predict up to 5 poses per model. And they had to return this in SDF format, which is a format that
Good evening, everyone. I didn't really have time to prepare for this speech because I was really busy with a real-time crisis. I won't go into details about my problem, but I would like to share with you a simple message. Failure is normal. It does not matter what failure does to you. It matters what's your response to failure. If failure can make you a smarter, stronger, more loving, empathic, humble, grateful, and genuine. Madam, I don't really understand what your needs. Citizen can guarantee an entry for a foreigner for one time. Lost contact. I want to share a message to all young girls. Believe in yourself. You can create anything. I learned not to be limited by the reality. My name is Zhang Xi, and I studied in ETH Zurich, and I've co-founded EXH Design in Shanghai and Zurich, and I
Hey guys, introducing Zai Zhong. Found this guy over on our session.
I'm Xi Zhang, a PhD student in the Biotic Interaction Group of the Institute of Plant Sciences in University of Bern from Switzerland. I'm very glad that I have the opportunity to share my PhD project with you today. And the topic of my talk today is the evolution of plant defense resistance in natural enemies. And if you would like to see my abstract, it's in the book at pages 131 for the poster 85. So as we know, plants are facing many attacks from the herbivores. And as Anna said before, why the plants are still staying to kill or reduce the damage on rootworms. However, as a larvae feeding on the aphids from the US, which collected nematode population, and here we can
hello everyone, my name is Yang and I'm from material science. I'm a PhD student. So it's a messy in here, but let me describe.
I'm here with Yang from Pilotech.
Good morning.
And he's going to
Cool, thank you. So I guess you can hear me okay. So this is going to be a half improvised talk. It's basically a Frankenstein talk that I composed from many different slide decks for different topics that I had. So you're going to see also and
this variance shows us like can be indicative of how uncertain our model is, but I don't know.
Composed of this it depends. This is just evaluating it at test time with 10 times more expensive at test time compared to having a single evaluation at test time. And it depends on the application at the end of the day.
Low-rank adaptation, or LoRA, allows you to efficiently customize pre-trained neural networks, such as diffusion models or language models. It speeds up training and drastically reduces the size of model checkpoints by training very few parameters.
We are going to have 3 orals and then a sequence of spotlights. We will have questions at the end of each oral, and unfortunately there is no time for Q&A.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jian Wen. I'm from Hikvision Research Institute. I'm very glad to be here to present our work, which is about the generative model.
So we know that Alzheimer's disease is biologically
Hello everyone, my name is Phil and I'm an engineer at OpenAI. Today I'd like to tell you about Triton, a language and compiler for GPU programming that we've been working on for some time. This talk will be divided into 3 parts. First of all, we'll talk a little bit about Triton, what it is and how it works. Then we'll go over some examples of how to use it in practice. And finally, we'll talk about some performance numbers. So what is Triton exactly? Well, Triton is a new language and compiler for GPU programming that we've been developing at OpenAI. The goal of Triton is really to enable machine learning experts and engineers that have no CUDA programming experience at all to write their own GPU code in a way that's productive and fast. And the goal, in fact,